Hey there, Janae with the Palin Projects here, and in this video we're going to be talking about tomatoes part 2. So in this video we're going to be talking about the varieties that I'm going to be growing in my garden this year. I have a lot of varieties and you're probably going to think of me like that I'm crazy and how I'm going to get all of these varieties in my garden. And to be completely honest, they're not going to just go in my garden. I'm going to share, and I have my family and my husband's family who loves to grow gardens, and I am going to spread the love and share these varieties with others. I just enjoyed growing starts and growing plants. So a lot of these are going to be going in my garden this year, but a lot of them are going to find homes otherwise. In years past, I have grown a lot of tomatoes just in general. Maybe not a ton of varieties, but just a lot of tomatoes in general. And I've never tried to waste. I think 2 years ago, because last year I didn't get around to planting a garden, unfortunately, but 2 years ago I think I threw away like 1 or 2 like measly little sick dying tomatoes, and this year I'm gonna try and beat that and throw away no tomatoes. So we have access to a greenhouse down at my in-laws, and whatever, honestly, I don't plant probably will end up down there. I'll still get to harvest from them and be around them, but I just, I want to grow them for the varieties and honestly to save a little bit of seed as well. So let's get into the different varieties. First up, we're going to start with what I call my specialty tomatoes. So I call these specialty tomatoes because they're not necessarily tomatoes, or there's something unique about them. So first up, Hartman's Yellow Gooseberries. So I kind of touched on this one last time. It's an indeterminate 1800s heirloom, produces prolific clusters of bright yellow fruits. It's a cherry variety growing, the fruit grows up to 1 inch in diameter. It's sweet, tangy, and ideal for fresh eating. So very cool on that one. I'm very excited to see the difference in taste between the gooseberry and the cherry tomatoes. Next we're going to get into tomatillos. So I'm going to do a pineapple tomatillo. It's indeterminate and it's excellent for salads, salsa, desserts, jams, canning, and more. It has short spreading vines and produces generous yields. Pineapple taste and ripens when yellow. This one is going to go in my daughter's garden bed. I purchased every seed I could that was purple. Her favorite color is purple, and I want to grow her love of the garden as well, so she's going to have a purple garden bed this year. This is a purple tomatillo. It's indeterminate and it's sweeter, tangier for salsa verdes. Fruit turns deep purple when ripe and is used for canning, roasting, or grilling. So 1 to 1.5 inches in diameter for each fruit. This one, Grande Rio Verde Tomatillo, is an indeterminate variety. I've grown these. They are great tomatillos. Bright green with great flavor. Plants produce heavy yields and small husks that are covered. And they do. They are very vigorous. The next ones I'm going to talk about are my Aunt Molly's ground cherry. So on my last video I said this is one of my daughter's favorite snacks. I'm hoping to also grow the love of my other children with these as well. So these are an indeterminate variety. Look at those. Aren't those awesome? And you harvest them when they hit the ground. So they'll ripen and fall off the plant, and that's when they're ready. These, I'll say, they have like a fruity flavor, but a weird aftertaste to me, but the kids love them. So this is another seed packet that I have. So very cool. Very vigorous as well. The other ones aren't necessarily like specialty varieties, but they're ones that I'm probably going to grow closer to the patio. So this one, nice red, I think it's Stupice. It's an it's Stupicia. would not. Stupichka? Stupichka. It has the pronunciation on the back. I don't know if you can see that. It's an indeterminate, and it grows up to 4 feet tall, clusters of fruits, and delicious flavor, and it says it yields generously all season. The reason why I'm growing this one probably closer to my patio is because it's only set to grow about 4 feet tall. Jubilee. Indeterminate. It's a 1943 variety, classic heirloom, low acid levels, and is tolerant to drought. Resistant to, it says, Alternaria sun canker. I don't think we deal with that here, but it's a good snacker tomato. My daughter loved snacking on it last year. I did put a couple tomatoes on the ground. Or not in the ground, but in pots near my my patio. So I'm going to do that one again. She loved snacking on it, even though it wasn't a cherry. Tigerella, I just like the look of these ones. And I want these ones to be close just for their, like, appearance. This is indeterminate, and it's an English heirloom. 2-inch diameter sized fruit. Again, so a nice snacking tomato. Large yields and disease resistant. It's a good flavor too. We really liked it. My battery died, and then time got away from me. It's the next day. But the next tomato is the yellow stuffer. I did grow this last year. It was one of the few that I did grow. I ended up putting this into a pot. It didn't do much for me, and I was expecting bigger fruit, like, you know, the size of a bell pepper. But maybe my expectations were just off with this one. It doesn't say... Oh, it says 5 to 7 ounces. That's a decent size. Maybe my expectations were just off. But anywho, I wanted to try this one because I can't eat bell peppers. I'm actually like semi-allergic to them, or a form of allergic to them. And so I wanted to be able to grow the bell peppers and have stuffed peppers with my family, except instead of stuffed peppers, have stuffed tomatoes for me. And, you know, if any of my other family members want stuffed tomatoes as well, perfectly fine. But specifically for me, I wanted to grow the yellow stuffer. Jersey Devil, I've heard this is a great Roma. 8 to 10 ounces. Let's see. It's an indeterminate, massive paste variety. These acidic cylindrical tomatoes grow prolifically and can grow up to 6 inches long. So I'm very excited about this one. I ran out of just like my regular Romas that I usually grow. And so I'm excited to see the difference in this one and kind of compare to that. If I do like this one better, I'll just keep growing this one instead of the regular Romas. Moonbeam, I just thought that was cool. Like, look at that color. Isn't that awesome? Stunning yellow grape tomato is one of only a few heirlooms. The reason is it is so rare is that the shape is a recessive gene. Cool. Well, I didn't, it's a 1 ounce size fruit. It is an indeterminate as well. I didn't realize this was a grape. I thought this was more of a Roma. So I'm going to put this in my grape pile. It actually kind of mirrors a pear. And I've struggled with growing my own pear tomatoes. So I wonder if this is a good alternative to that. So I'm going to stick that with the cherries. Now I gotta check. This is a tiny Roma, so it's more of a snacker Roma. I equate this to like the, you know, you get the big box of cherry tomatoes from Costco. This kind of looks like those, except that these are a little stripier, but same shape kind of. So 2 ounce size fruit, indeterminate, and red tiny Roma-like tomatoes with yellow streaks. Very excited for that one. I'm going to put that in the grape tomato section as well. So the next one I've heard is a great paste tomato. It's Amish paste tomato. It's an indeterminate. Fruit size is about 8 to 12 inches. It's a Wisconsin variety, yields ton of medium-sized, perfectly red tomatoes that grow to the 8 to 12 ounce range, and has high acidity that makes them ideal for paste tomato, ketchup, and canning. So again, I kind of want to try my hand out between the Jersey Devil and this Amish paste tomato and just see which one beats each other out. I don't need like a million varieties of paste tomato. Paste tomatoes are paste tomatoes to me. No offense to like any of the paste tomatoes out there, but is what it is. The next one is a Powers tomato. Fruit size is about 6 to 8 inches. Indeterminate, beautiful pale yellow Virginia heirloom, and is great for canning and preserving. Thick walls, tangy sweetness, and makes for the perfect addition to sauces, salsas, and pastes. So growing this one for the flavor and just seeing how it works with the other paste tomatoes. In the past, I've grown a striped Roma. The striped Romas were very small, very thin-walled. They tasted great, but they were very small, and they were kind of hard to harvest. Granted, I didn't have them on a trellis, but the fruits just, they were, for what you got, it wasn't, like, I don't want to say it wasn't great, because, again, my kids loved snacking on them, but for, like, preserving and such, I just didn't get a lot of meat out of those ones. So I will, I'll be trying out these 3 Romas this year and, you know, kind of pairing them against each other, seeing what I get and how well they do in order to move forward with hopefully less varieties in the future. My next section of tomatoes are my cherries. So like I said, I'll be moving the Supernova and the Moonbeam over to my cherry tomatoes. I plan on growing these more on our patio this year because they are cherry tomatoes. I want them where the kids can snack on them, and they're easy to get to. I can collect them, you know, cut them in half, dehydrate them, whatever I need to do. I feel like the last time I grew cherry tomatoes, it's not that I wasn't successful, but I didn't use them to their full potential because they were out in my garden and I would, you know, miss the opportunity to harvest a couple cherry tomatoes here and there. Whereas if they're on my patio, they'll be front and centered and I can harvest them daily, and whatever we don't eat that day can go in straight into the dehydrator. So, also I think some of these are just kind of fun. What do you want to start with first? The fun varieties or just the high producer varieties? I think we should, let's go with the high producers. I don't mind just like regular cherry tomatoes. Don't mind those at all. The reason why I do grow just like regular red cherry tomatoes is because of my family. My mom in particular loves just a red tomato. Nothing against that. It's just kind of boring compared to the varieties that I have. So the cherry tomatoes that I will be growing this year are two, or I guess they're 2 reds that I will be growing this year. I have tried and they are extremely prolific. So the first one, Chadwick Cherry. Look at those. Aren't they beautiful? 1 to 2 ounce size fruits. It's an indeterminate tomato. It's smaller, but I mean, goodness, this is a high producer, high volume, and great taste, to be honest. Again, I have nothing against red cherry tomatoes. Nothing against them at all. I just prefer a little more variety in my life. I like the different colors that I have here and whatnot. The next one, again, great producer. It's an indeterminate, 1 ounce size fruit, so a little bit smaller. And the back here says this tomato offers everything you would want from a cherry tomato, but in half the time. Large plants, heavy yields, and have a great flavor. So both red cherries are great. Nothing against them. They're just not as fun. So let's get into the fun ones. I will be still trying my hand at the yellow pears, 3 to 4 ounce size fruit. Now this one, it does good. It's an indeterminate. I find, and I don't know if it's just me, I've grown yellow pear my whole life, and they've always done great for me. This one in particular, just, I don't know, it just seems like it gets kind of sickly quickly. But again, that could be my own doing. And then I find that I struggle with the starts of these. They're, like I said, they're very temperamental plants for me. I still grow them. My family loves them. So, if this moonbeam, again, like I'm trying to substitute, or I want to see how this substitutes against this. If this moonbeam works out, I think it'll be my new favorite. Just because, again, I love yellow pear tomatoes. I really do. I struggle with these though. I just, it's a hard time for me. The next up is a white cherry. Isn't that beautiful? 1 ounce size fruits again, so relatively on the small side. They ripen fast. It's an indeterminate plant and produces early and often. So that's supposedly a very productive plant. I haven't grown it yet. I'm excited to. This one, I didn't get any sun gold seeds this year, and I haven't, like, I forgot to save them. I think that was 3 years ago that I had sun golds. I'm gonna try this in replacement of sun golds. So it's the Tropical Sunset, the 2 to 3 ounce fruit, so a little bit bigger for a cherry, bicolored variety. So it is that kind of like yellow, orangish red. It says gold with orange pinky stripes, and fruit will stay in the ripe stage for a long time. So it provides a good shelf life. So I'm excited to try that one out and see what the flavor is on that. The next one, you know, I'm not a super big fan of green tomatoes. I'll try it. This was a free seed packet, or not free, but it came in like a bundle. So I'm still gonna try it and see how it goes. I haven't had much luck with green tomatoes, but this is a green zebra tomato. Isn't that beautiful? Just gorgeous. 3 to 6 ounces, so they are on the larger side. And it says popular tomato amongst gourmet chefs, specialty markets, and a home gardener. It's a green tomato with bright lime green stripes, makes a beautiful addition to any dish. So it's an indeterminate tomato as well. We'll try it. I'm not sure how it will go. Like I said, I just haven't had good luck with green tomatoes, and it might just be me. Let's just throw that out there. The next one of my favorites, black cherry. Look at that color. Just beautiful dark purple burgundy color. Unique flavor. It's great. It's super vigorous. 1 to 2 ounce fruits, and it is indeterminate. Can't say enough. Love this. Daughter loves it as well. The next one, I'm so excited for this one. I've talked about it in a previous video, but I could not resist when I saw this on the website. Look at the Queen of Night. Oh, beautiful mid-season cherry tomato, 3 to 3.5 ounce size fruit. So, you know, decent sized. It is, the fruit develops with brushstrokes of indigo on its shoulders, cut into the round fruit to reveal a stunning vermilion color. It's an indeterminate, compact, 5 to 5.5 feet with blue tinged regular leaf foliage. Blue tinged. Oh my goodness. Very, very excited for this. So I probably won't be gifting any starts of this one away, depending on how many seeds I have. But one to watch out for. Those are the cherry tomatoes. Let's move on to my new obsession. Well, I mean, technically this isn't my new obsession. I mean, we'll talk about these ones first before my new obsession. Perion sprayless. So the reason why I have these separated out from my slicers is because these are semi-determinate tomatoes. So I want to make sure that I have them marked accordingly, because you can prune, but you don't want to prune as hard on these semi-determinates. So 6 to 8 ounce fruit. These ones are supposedly really hardy and shouldn't succumb to disease as fast, which is cool. Great for an heirloom. This one, Ace 55, again, semi-determinate, 12 to 14 ounce size fruits, decent sized fruits. Production is reliable and the size is consistent. So again, I think both of these, if I was in like a farm market situation, I'm not, I grow purely for myself. I think I probably would grow more of these, but I want to try the semi-determinate out, just to try my hand at it, you know, have a little fun. If someone is asking for just like a regular red slicer tomato out of my family and friends, I probably will gift them one of these and just make sure that it's known that these are semi-determinate and don't prune. Like my mom doesn't necessarily prune her tomatoes, so I probably will gift her these, you know, extra starts that I have, just for a little less maintenance for her. Okay. Should we end with my new obsession? I think we should. I think we should, right? Let's do it now. Because I mean, I really want to talk about these. These are my new obsessions, and let's get after it. Gold nuggets, 1 ounce size tomatoes. It is a determinate. So again, you know, these aren't a micro, like I have in the rest of my hand. But they are a cherry tomato, but the reason why I didn't include them in my cherry tomato stack is because they are determinate, and I want to make sure that I separate them out. Determinate, do not prune at all. So great yellow golden nugget, and this one's a relative to the Sun Sugar and Sun Gold tomatoes. So again, one that I'm trying out in replacement of that Sun Gold. I'm excited, very excited. Tiny Tim. Now, these ones I heard are like, just like very, like, I want to say pequeño, because like that, just very, very small. It says 1/2 to 1 ounce size fruits. It is a determinate variety, early maturing dwarf variety on the market. Ideal for small space gardeners and container gardening. So, again, new obsession, dwarf or micro tomatoes, and that's what this stack is here. So, I'm very excited about this Tiny Tim. Cherry Falls. Oh, look at that color. Mwah, mwah. This is a little bit bigger, but again, the reason why it's in this stack is because it is a determinate. 6 to 8 ounce size fruits. The vines will reach 18 to 24 inches in length, gracefully drape over the edge of containers, creating an attractive, productive display. Produces an abundance of sweet, juicy cherry tomatoes that ripen to a vibrant red. I am excited for this. I plan on planting basically the whole south side of my patio hanging pots in tomatoes this year. So, very excited to see that one. The next two are micros, and again, I've talked about them in previous videos, but this one is an orange hat. Look at how cute it is! I just think it's going to be just adorable to sit on like our patio table or in between the chairs or whatnot. Just look at that. Like, can you imagine just, you know, sitting in the patio chair enjoying the sunset and just popping a little micro tomato next to you? I just, I am romancing the tomato this year. So, this one, very cute. Let's see, 6 to 9 inches tall, produces oodles of tiny orange orbs, bursting with fruity sweetness. Perfect for growing indoors or on the patio or as an edible ornamental in beds, borders, and mixed containers. Gorgeous! The next one, come on, Micro Tom. Love it. This is one of the smallest varieties out there. It's compact and it does not disappoint when it comes to performance. Great for containers. Again, Love it. This one looks like it's more of like, obviously orange hat, a little bit oranger. This one looks more like your typical red. So both of those I'm very excited for. I just want to like pop little like micro tomatoes all around my patio this year. I think it'll be great for the kids to snack on and whatnot, but cute like functional centerpieces as well. The next one is a Tamarillo, Dwarf Tamarillo. It's a miniature version of the regular Tamarillos. I think I'm saying that right. I apologize if I don't. It ripens to small golden fruit in clusters, may need a greenhouse cultivation in the north. In frost-free conditions, it eventually grows into a small tree. Yeah. I'm in the north, so I don't think it'll be a small tree if I don't bring it in. But again, we'll try it, see how it goes. I'm excited to try the different fruit. I don't know what a Tamarillo is, so we'll see. New adventure. But I will put it into a container so that I can try and bring it in. I have a hard time, I really do, with choosing my varieties of slicers. There's so many great slicers out there, and honestly, I want a huge variety in my garden. I'm not here to just grow a garden for the abundance of it. I want it to taste well, and I want to enjoy it and have different flavors in it. So that's why I struggle with choosing my varieties. I'm gonna try and grow each of these this year. I don't have space for all of these unless I did like one or two plants per variety, which is disappointing. And again, like I had a friend tell me, like, who honestly grows 50 tomato plants? I do. But I make stuff. Like I want to do, you know, the crushed tomatoes, canned crushed tomatoes. I do spaghetti sauce. I do, you know, all of the things, tomato juice. So I want the different flavors, salsas, you know, stuff like that. I don't want just one variety in my garden and then, you know, that's what it is. So yeah, I have like 30 varieties here. I will try and go through them. They're all slicers. They're all decent sized tomatoes. They're all indeterminates. So, you know, prune away, on them. I will give you some of my favorites, throughout all of this. I'll let you know like which ones I've liked, which ones I've gotten the biggest fruit out of. But just as like a caveat, these are massive plants. Like I've gotten them to grow upwards of like 7 feet on most of these, at least the ones that I've grown. And then, like I said, all relatively the same size fruits. You prune them, you get bigger fruit. The ones that I've grown have been great producers, and I've had just massively good luck growing these heirloom seeds. So let's get into it. First up are my Brandywines. When I first started growing tomatoes, I did not realize all the different varieties, and then in those varieties, just the differences in them. So this is the Brandywine, I would call edition, or like, yeah, you know, brand, I don't know. But there's Brandywine, I'll turn them again as I'm looking at them. Brandywine yellow, Brandywine black, Brandywine pink, and Brandywine red. The Brandywine series for me grows fantastic. I mean, and great flavor, wonderful producing plants. I've had nothing but good luck, and when you know, individuals come over to my house, they say that they have great flavor as well. So it's not just me. But these plants grow really well for me, and they're, like I said, great flavors. So the next one, Giant Crimson. Nice red slicer. Again, this one probably will go to my mom. She's not adventurous. She just wants a red slicer. I will probably sneak this one in for her as well. She loves purple, and the Brandywine blacks they're kind of purplish. Goldie, I haven't grown before. Gonna try it out. Dr. White Cheese, Witchies, I've heard it both ways. Great tomato, love it. Great fruit, great flavor. Abe Lincoln, this one is a great producer. Average flavor, it's a red tomato to me. It's good though. Don't come at me, it's good. Pineapple, one of my favorites. Absolutely one of my favorites. And it's so beautiful. Just gorgeous on like a tomato sandwich. Love the color inside and out. Giant Belgian, again, another great red slicer. We'll hold that one off. Hillbilly, haven't grown before. I mean, I've grown it, but I don't know if it made it out to the garden, to be completely honest. Gold Medal, another great one. Love this one inside and out. Great flavor. Vintage wine, haven't grown it, but look at that color. Gorgeous. Red and gold stripes. Can't beat that. Amana, another one, great flavor. Good sized fruit. Yellow. We'll keep that one there. Big Rainbow, I have not. This one's a 1 to 2 pound fruit regularly. And it's like a yellow with orange stripes. I'm really interested to see, I need to put them next, or, you know, label them and see what the difference is between like the Big Rainbow, Amana, Gold Medal, Hillbilly, and see if I can really tell a difference between those varieties. And this persimmon even, this one's more of like a goldish. Just, you know, really see if there's a difference in flavor there, and hopefully like pare down my varieties. Put that one in that one. Cherokee Purple, gorgeous, love it, great producer. Old German, I thought I had German Pink, there we go. Old German and German Pink, relatively the same. There's that one. There's that one. Difference in these, 1 to 2 pounds, 1 to 2 pounds. This one says it is bicolored and produces like solid 2 pound tomatoes. And this is more of a pink. So that's the difference between those. Again, I'm excited to try and see what the difference in flavor and like productivity. I've grown the Old German before. They were good. I liked them. Triple L crop. Again, this one is more for production. You know, getting my tomato sauces and whatnot. I have my other ones for flavor, but this one, you know, to get a solid base for all of my canning. This one too, Mortgage Lifter. Solid base for, you know, my tomato sauces and whatnot. Again, I'm not against the red tomatoes. I'm not. They're solid bases. I just like the others for, you know, different flavors. And they do have different flavors. I will promise you that. Black from Tula. Can't beat that color. Cannot beat that color. 14 to 16 ounce size fruits. And they do. I mean, they're solid. That's a solid variety right there. Black Creme. Again, look at that color. Love it. 12 to 16 ounce size fruit. Deep burgundy. Mwah. Love it. Again, white tomatoes. I haven't successfully grown these. I've started them multiple times. And I know I've gotten them out into the garden. It's just, I don't know if I've picked a white tomato, or I realized that I picked a white tomato. I need to get these labeled because I really want to, these are to me a little bit, again, harder on the side of growing for me, like the yellow pears. And so if I don't have to like fight that, I'm not gonna grow it, but I will try it again just to see. This one I'm growing for the first time this year, Evergreen. Green tomato, hardy in heat, drought, and cool weather. So I'm going to try the cool weatherness out of it. I just haven't had a great luck in growing green tomatoes. It is what it is. But I want to try it, see if I can get some good tomatoes out of it. I think the reason why I struggle with green tomatoes is because of their green aspect. Like you don't visually see that they're ready. So I'll have to pay attention to that one. Again, another one that I need to mark and pay attention to. The last three, just solid. Again, I feel like everyone asks for these. Beefsteaks. It says 1 pound on this one, 14 to 6 ounce on this one, and 2 pounds on this one. So this is watermelon, this is just a regular beefsteak, and then this is just a regular yellow beefsteak. I love beefsteaks because of how big that they get. These watermelon ones, great flavor, love it. Again, I have people who ask for a beefsteak. I don't necessarily notice any difference in, I mean, maybe you do, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. We all have our own preferences, right? But I don't notice like a difference in the beefsteaks versus all of these different varieties, especially the bigger varieties. You know, they're slicers. They taste great. Love it. So yeah, I do have a couple, you know, decent amount of red slicers in there. They're going to be more for bases of sauces and salsas, and even mixing in with the yellow and the, you know, black from Tula, the Brandywine blacks, the yellows, all of those. I like, again, don't come after me for the red tomatoes. I like them. I just want variety in my life. I just, you know, love the different flavors and textures and sizes of the other ones, and colors, to be completely honest, just the difference in colors. But I do grow a decent amount of red slicers, just to have my, you know, typical red slicing tomatoes. So that is my varieties of tomatoes this year. I'm excited to grow them. There's a lot of varieties here. I'm hoping to pare them down in the future so I'm not growing as many varieties. I also, and I feel like I say this every year, I also want to try and save my seeds again so that I'm not that, like, and my gardener is not expensive. But I just, you know, if I can save them myself, then I'm more self-sustainable. So follow along, and I'll be sure to bring you all along on that journey as well. And I'm going to try and just be better about that this year. So if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next project. Thanks, everyone. Bye.